Yeah, don't look at me, I'm sweating to death. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today I'm canning cabbage and tomatoes and onions. In this pot, I have 2 big strainers of chopped cabbage. Now, I may need Howie to stop and get me some more tomatoes, but we'll see. And to it, I'm going to add the last of my bagged frozen onions. I'm going to say about, I don't know, 4 cups. I just spilt a bunch on the floor. And I'm going to add 5 cans of tomatoes. I think I'm going to need more. So I'm going to get Howie to stop and get me another 5 cans of tomatoes. Now I would do this with my own tomatoes, except I don't have any right now. And I'm just going to, once I get some more tomatoes, I should have put them in first. But you know what? I'm going to add, just to make sure there's moisture on the bottom, I'm going to add a quart of my home canned vegetable broth. And I'm going to put this on low until Howie comes home with a couple more cans of tomatoes, or maybe even tomato juice. Okay? We don't want to scorch it on the bottom. I'm just going to put in, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of salt. These are Giant Value or Great Value or whatever they were, but when I went to Giant Tiger last, these were $1 a can. They are now $1.77 a can. That's 70% more. It's gone up 70%. So it's a good thing we'll be mixing this with cabbage and onions. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in another jar of my home canned vegetable broth, and Howie is going to be bringing home more cans of tomatoes, probably 5 or 6 anyway. All right, Howie's come home with more tomatoes. These are Canadian non-GMO tomatoes. And we have onions in here now and cabbage. And I'm just going to kind of let this start to cook. And here we have 7 jars washed and rinsed and ready to go. Here is our tomatoes and cabbage and onions, our rings, our lids washed and rinsed, because of course it's 4 jars and they always pop. And here is our canner with the recommended amount of water in the bottom and a splash of white vinegar to keep my jars from clouding. Okay, but if I put it at the other end of the counter, I won't be able to see my viewfinder, and my viewfinder only works in one place. All right, so let's get started filling these jars. I've already salted this. Let's start from the back here. Now this is 10 cans of diced and whole tomatoes, and approximately 4 to 5 cups of onions, chopped onions, and of course 2 big strainerfuls or 2 dish pans full of chopped cabbage. It's a lot of liquid. Oh, and I put 2 jars of broth in here. Now that I got more tomatoes, I really didn't need the broth, but that's okay. There we go. Always. Now, this is pretty liquid, so we don't necessarily need to debubble, but we're going to do it anyway. Do this from 1 inch from the top. Always, always wipe your rim with a clean, damp paper towel that's been dipped in vinegar or vinegar water. Clean lid and a ring. and into the canner that goes. This will make great soup starter, great deconstructed cabbage rolls, anything like that. And there we go, 7 quarts in the canner. We lock it tight, and as soon as this starts to spout a steady stream of steam, we will set the timer for 10 minutes and vent the canner for 10 full minutes. So I got 7 quarts in here, 7 quarts in here, and I have a pint and a half to go in the fridge I'll use up later this week. All right, we're spouting a steady stream of steam, and now I've set my timer for 10 minutes. The timer has gone off on my big canner because it's on a bigger burner, and we're going to put our weight on, and as soon as this gives us a vigorous jiggle, we're going to turn it down a little bit, and we're going to start timing this. It's 30 minutes for pints, 35 minutes for quarts. This one still has to seal. There's our first vigorous jiggle. And I'm going to turn this down to between medium and maximum. Oh, sorry about the steam. Between medium and maximum, and this is going to process now for 35 minutes. This one has not given us our first vigorous jiggle, but it will shortly, and I'll set a separate timer. Okay, my timer has gone off, and I've shut this canner off. This one still has 8 minutes to go. Now always, always, always let your canners cool down naturally until you can put your hands safely on the side for the count of 5. Okay, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Letting your canner cool naturally is part of the canning process. So please, don't cut any corners. And there it is, 14 quarts of cold weather comfort. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, yes, it's officially canning season. Mwah! Take care, God bless. Remember, folks, if you're not using 4Jars canning lids, you're missing out. Heavier than any other single-use lids on the market, they are a U.S. company, and these lids are of superior quality. The only lids I will use. Check the description box below this video for the link, and use the coupon code HALFACRE for 10% off. Orders over $50, ship free within the USA. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. They make the perfect gift for the home canner in your life. 4Jars lids. You can't go wrong.